All right, gentlemen, welcome to Making Waves with Words. And in this video, we're talking about how to craft a killer bio. So now that we've talked about building, how to get volume and building a killer dating profile by starting with the photo set and what it means to have the right photos, the next bit is the bio, the prompts, and all the data, you know, the check boxes, the filling boxes, all of that kind of stuff. So photos sell you and they do the heavy lifting. Your photo set represents 95% of the hard work on a dating profile. They're the most important element of it by far. If you have the right photo set and no bio, you'll still do okay. Okay, so just goes to show that, but if you have no photos and just a bio, it's not going to get you anywhere. Okay, so that shows the weight that the photos have. 95% of the heavy lifting, 95% of the hard work. The bio and the prompts and the data boxes, these are what give your profile personality. These are what make your personality stand out and make it appealing. So it's a key thing to understand that there is no perfect bio, okay, but there's 100% definitely wrong ones. Most people, most guys, and most women are getting bios wrong. They're not using them the right way to appeal to the people that you're trying to market yourself or sell yourself to. Okay, most of you are doing it wrong. Here's something that most men do. They fill out all the fill-in boxes, you know, all the biometric data. They fill it all out and they take it all really seriously, like it's a important bank, you know, like they're filling out paperwork to get a mortgage on a home, right? It's logical. They're using logic. They're filling out all the paperwork, all the boxes to try and create a beautiful map of who they are on paper, taking it way too seriously. And men don't realize that women use all this information differently to us men. When we see all that information on a woman's profile, it's having a completely different impact on us as men looking for a woman than it is on women looking for a man. Because where us men have the unique problem of not having enough volume of women, of options, we just don't have that volume of new women that we can invite onto a date. Women have the opposite problem. Women have too much volume, and what they have to do in order to make it so it's not overwhelming and killing them and drowning them in a sea of dicks is that women have to try to disqualify as many men as possible to narrow it down to the 1, 2, or 3 or 5 men that they really want to talk to and really want to go on a date with. So what they're trying to do is take all their volume, because remember, when a woman opens a dating app, she might have 500 messages or 500 likes, depending on how much she swiped, or 10,000 likes and 500 matches, depending on how much she swiped. Whatever it is, she's going to have 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 1,000 times more volume than you just because she's a woman. Okay? And so when you've got that much volume, when you don't have any volume at all, you're clutching at straws. You're like, oh, I've got one match from 1-4 and a one woman, so like I've got to make that work because that's my only option. You're trying to make it work. You're trying to get it all the time. Women have the opposite problem. They've got too much volume, and so a woman's job on a dating app is to cull and disqualify and cut back as many men as they possibly can to bring it down to the very best handful of men that they actually want to talk to. So if they've got 500 matches, they got to cut that back down to 5. And so women are using the information that you're putting in all those boxes to disqualify you. Okay. And so if you don't set it up the right way, you're shooting yourself in the foot every time. Does that make sense? And they're disqualifying you before they even get a chance to discover who you are, because the dating apps aren't about getting to know you or who you are. They're not even a real representation of you. They're just a marketing board. Okay. They're just a template. They're a tool that you're using to game to try to get the woman onto a first date with you, because that's when she's going to discover who you are, your personality, your energy, how funny you are, how amazing you are, what you really feel like in person, which is how women actually determine when they like a man is how he feels via energy. They don't determine a man on paper. They're not looking for all the check boxes. That doesn't actually align with the way the feminine chooses men. Women choose men on completely different factors than men choose women. Okay? And so your bio is the same as, okay, actually, take a step back. She's not getting a chance to get to know you. Okay, because she's disqualifying you on the dating app. Your job is to stay in the qualifying pool to get a first date, because that's where you get to present yourself, and she gets to find out how amazing you are, and then she's going to want to date you. Your bio is the same as everyone else's. It's got no thought, it's got no strategy, it's got no empathy, it's got no creativity. Your bio and all your prompts and all the written information, so everything on the app apart from the photos, all the stuff that you fill out apart from the photos, it's the same as everyone else's. You're not doing anything unique. You're not doing anything different. You're not standing out, and you're certainly not creating a bio that's appealing to her. So here's a bunch of really, really common mistakes that you make. And if you're making any of these, you're automatically completely shooting yourself in the foot. Talking about your ex, or how bad your last relationship was, or you know, how much pain you're in, leading from trauma, anything that's talking about how damaged you were, or negativity or anything like that, negativity in general, talking about what you want, as in what type of woman you want, or, you know, what you're looking for. That doesn't appeal to her desire. That's not appealing to her, because, you know, you can sit here and argue all you want and say, but, you know, why shouldn't women do the same thing? Who cares? They're not going to change. You have to change. If you want the woman, then you've got to play the game. And I'm telling you now that if you don't appeal to her sense of what's she getting out of this, then you're never going to get anywhere. Okay? And if you just make it all about what you want, that's not appealing to her. She doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't get anything out of that. And so you've got to make it appeal to what your dream girl wants. Here's another mistake. You're taking the dating app and yourself too seriously. You're not seeing them for the humorous, funny, you know, it's just a gateway to the next level that they are. You've got no humor. You've got no creativity, right? It's just dry, bland, boring, logic. You're just logically filling in all the information and logically answering the prompts. You know, the prompt says, what was a favorite time? You know, what was your favorite restaurant that you went to? And you literally answer it logically instead of coming up with a creative, fun answer that's going to spike her emotions. You've got no sexuality or flirting is another common mistake. You're not taking any risks on the dating app. You're being safe. You're being boring. You're being heavy. Like I said, negativity. Like, you've got negativity either towards women or towards yourself, self-deprecating negativity. You're being negative about the world. You're being negative about dating apps. You're being negative. You'll never, ever get any matches if you've got that on your profile anywhere. You just won't. So don't do it, right? You're checking all the boxes and filling in all the blanks. So you're basically you're going through, you're seeing it like you get an award for someone that fills in as many boxes and stuff as possible. Okay, the only boxes that you should be filling up to the maximum is your photo set. If there's 9 spots, you should have 9 photos. If there's 6 spots, you should have 6 photos. Everything else, you have to set up very, very carefully so that it appeals to the woman that you want. Okay, otherwise she's using it to disqualify you. You're oversharing. You're giving away all the information about yourself. You're killing all the mystery. You're lacking intrigue. There's no intrigue. There's nothing that intrigues you about your profile, mainly because it's the same as every other man's. Literally 1,000 upon 1,000 upon 1,000 of profiles, all with the same, you know, they basically look the same. I'm looking for this. I want that. I'm looking for a decent woman, blah, 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 whatever, right? It's all the same. You're using long paragraphs and essays instead of making it short, sharp, and witty. You've got a laundry list of expectations and things that you don't want. It's never going to work for you. It's a massive mistake. You're not using the voice prompts or the video prompts or the photo prompts. These things, when they're available, they're a great opportunity to showcase your personality if you do it in the right way. If you're not using them, then it's a complete waste, and you're using all the wrong parts of the app and not the right parts of the app. Okay? So that's some of the common mistakes. Now, let's talk about some of the beliefs that you've got that are not helping you as well. Okay, and we're going to solve some of them today. One of the beliefs that a lot of guys have is that the bio is about, you're using the bio to sell yourself, because you've got to talk about what it is that you do, what you like, showing off, telling her about you, trying to sell yourself. Sell. Telling her what you do, right? And that's why you answer all the questions and prompts logically. No, that's wrong. The dating app is a marketing tool. You are marketing yourself. What that means, like, go and look up what this word means. Your job is to appeal. You must be appealing to the women that you want to date. They're not on the dating app for what they can do for you. They're not looking for a man. And then women have so much volume and so much choice and so much options. They're not desperate for attention on dating apps. So they're being completely selective. So it's not like women get on a dating app and go, ooh, I hope there's a man that I can really appeal to today. No, they don't give a fuck. They're just like trying to get rid of all the men that they've got on their dating app. You're the one that has to appeal to them. You've got to be there, and you've got to market there for what you are going to do for them. And I'm going to give you a really good example here. I'm going to try and give you a really good example. Imagine the perfect woman on a dating app. She's got a photo of her cooking delicious food in lingerie, and she's put a little caption underneath, I love cooking dinner for my man, right, on that photo. And then she's got another photo of her staying at home, cuddling the dog on the couch, watching movies, right, wrapped up in a cute blanket in a really nice looking house. She's not out. There's no clubbing pics. There's no, twerking with the girls. There's no doing slutty stuff. There's no being a hoe, no being a whore. She basically creates a profile that makes her look like a really good, loving girlfriend that's just down to earth and not bitchy. And she creates a profile that gives that really homegirl vibe, but at the same time, she, does her hair. She looks really attractive. She's, walking her dogs. She's got a photo of her sitting around the campfire, drinking a wine, watching the sunset, wearing a cute camping outfit. When you look at that and you look at that profile and you go, wow, this girl looks amazing based on the profile, what she's doing is appealing to you. She's appealing to the things that you want in a girl. She's marketing herself to you. Okay, she's marketing herself to the type of guy that wants that type of girl. Okay, you've got to do the same. You have to do the same in return. You have to understand what your dream woman wants to see in your profile. And here's the spoiler alert, it's not the same things that she's doing. Okay, it's not the same things that she's doing. You don't want to make your profile look like hers. It has to be the polar opposite. But you've got to do things in your bio and your prompts that appeal to her. And what's going to appeal to her is making her feel something. That is the most important thing. All right, here's another belief. You believe that women choose you based on what's on paper, as if the dating app is a resume or a CV, right, that she's looking at and reading all the stuff and going, oh, yes, no, and ticking all the boxes off. Oh, yes, check. Oh, he's got this, check. Oh, he's got that, check. Oh, he's a vegetarian, check. Oh, he's a vegan, check. No. She uses this stuff not to choose you. She uses this stuff to not choose you, to disqualify you. Women choose men that make them feel something, not what they look like on paper, not what their personality resume is. She wants a shot of electricity. She wants a shot of ooh. She wants a shot of mystery. She wants a shot of intrigue or excitement or laughter. They don't give a fuck about how you look on paper. Women do, listen to me again. Women do not give a fuck how you look on paper. They care how they feel and how you make them feel. And if you're not transmitting something that makes her feel the right things, you're dead in the water. And you are, I'm telling you now, you're not doing that by the dry, logical, boring, I'm filling out a resume bio that you've made. Go and have a look at your bio that you've made. It's boring, it's dry, and it looks like a resume. It's not creative, it's not fun, it's not curious, it's not intriguing, it's not interesting, it's not exciting, it's not electric, it's not magnetic. It's not sexual, it's not flirty, it's not playful, it's none of those things. It's like a fucking job resume and it's boring and dry. And she runs a mile from that. So in order to make the bio work for you, this is what you need to do. You need to make it creative, memorable, curious, intriguing, exciting. Remember, you are not trying to get women, you're marketing yourself. That means everything you do should be made with a view to appealing to the type of girl that you want to date. Fun, wit, humor. A bio and all the prompts, they should be juicy, not dry. They should spike positive emotions in a woman. You can set challenges, be polarizing, make her laugh, etc. What you should, in order for bio to work, do not take yourself, women, or dating seriously. Don't take it seriously. It's meant to be fun and playful. Okay? So that's what you need to do to make the bio work for you. All right, so let's just quickly talk about Gary. When Gary came and started working with me, it didn't take him more than about 3 months to start meeting and dating multiple amazing women and having amazing experiences. And a big part of that was Gary had everything logical. He would talk to women logically. Everything on his dating profile was logic. He was answering all the questions logically. Everything was logic, as though it was a survey, as though you got an award for being factual. Women don't want factual, they want feeling, and feelings don't always equate to facts. I mean, that's a side note, like that's why you can never win an argument with a woman, because a woman's arguing on feelings that change over time, and a man's arguing on facts that remain stable over time. And so the two are like oil and water. And a woman arguing always moves the goalposts because she's changing the way she feels, whereas a man's arguing on facts and logic, and it just stays stable. That's why you never win an argument with a woman. You've got to find other ways to, get your point across. And it's the same with dating apps, And so Gary went from logical to illogical, unpredictable, and started using emotional, creative ways to spike emotions with the women on the dating apps, using humor and wit and all of the things that I've said above. And as a result of this, he suddenly started to get attention from women that he'd never had before. And he went from, going on 1 or 2 dates in a couple of months with women that he told me personally were like toxic fours, to going on dates with some of the most beautiful women that he'd ever had in his life in his early 50s. And so that's the power that can happen when you actually start to understand how to appeal to the women through your writing and through your bios, rather than trying to sell yourself. Okay. So that's it, pretty much it for this video. I've seen a lot of profiles, and I have audited and reviewed a lot of profiles. If you're willing to swallow your pride and you want me to personally audit your profile so I can tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, so that includes your photos and it includes your bios. There'll be a link below, and you can book a quick 15-minute dating profile audit, and where you'll send me the screenshots privately, and we'll have a one-on-one Zoom call, and I can close the gap for you, and I can show you give you the feedback and hold up the mirror and show you all the common mistakes that you're making, everything that you're doing wrong, so that you can make changes to that and start to get a better response from women on the dating apps. That's it, guys. Click on those, have a look at for those links below this video. Coming up next is going to be communication and texting, because getting matches, because you've got the perfect photos and you've got a great bio, getting matches is useless if the women won't talk to you. Because if you want women to discover the real you and get on a date with them, and for them to actually see who you are as a man and fall in love with you, then you have to get an in-person date. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I say fortunately because I actually, now that I'm a master at texting, I actually love text game with women. It's one of the most fun things you can do when you master it. It's truly enjoyable to be able to mold and shape and lead and turn women on and excite them through crafty, creative, juicy text messaging. And it's just a skill set that you can learn, but it's a necessary evil, because you're on the dating app. There's no other way to communicate with these women. And if you want them on a date to discover you, you have to text them. And if you're texting in the normal language and not the emotional language that you need to, there's 2 types of texting. There's normal texting that you text everyone else, and then there's texting for women that you want to date romantically. They're 2 different languages. And if you don't learn the second one, then you'll never get anywhere. You'll get ghosted, you won't get dates, and it'll be the end of you. So that's coming up in the next module, guys. Peace. Have a look at the links below, and I'll see you in the next one.